What's going on, my fellow Kino Lords? So I just got out of a screening for Thanksgiving, which is the latest holiday slasher horror film directed by Eli Roth. So this is the film that I just recently saw trailers for. I know I say this a lot in my reviews, but I think it's always relevant to say this. I really did not know that this film was coming out at all. I didn't know that it was in the works. I didn't know that it existed, period. And then I saw the trailers for it, and I was like, this looks like a dumb, like whatever cash grab manufactured Hollywood slasher horror film. And then I did a little bit more digging and realized this was a film that was directed by Eli Roth. And then I looked really deep into my soul and tried to figure out where I've seen this before. And then I've come to realize that this was one of those fake trailers that they played in that Grindhouse feature that Eli Roth did with Quentin Tarantino. And that made me that much more intrigued to see what Eli Roth was able to do with that fake trailer type of concept. And I'm happy to say that this film was like an absolute blast. This was a hell of a lot of fun, a lot more fun than I expected. And it's a lot of fun for a lot of reasons. I think one of them being the fact that you can just tell that Eli Roth definitely has a huge passion for not only just the horror genre, but the slasher genre in general. And this is a guy that obviously, once you're watching the film, just really likes to not only embrace it, like to embrace the tropes that he loves in slasher films, but also subvert them in certain ways. Because this film definitely, if you just watch it for what it is, it falls into a lot of the cliches and a lot of the tropes that you expect out of really any slasher film. But for me personally, if he's not like when it comes to the tropes, if he's not just like I feel like he's not just regurgitating the trope. I feel like in a lot of ways he's amplifying it, making fun of it, or just being satirical with a lot of different elements of not only the horror genre, but our current generation of um, not just consumerism when it comes to the Black Friday thing, which I'll get to in a little bit, but just with our obsession with clout and our obsession with instant gratification, which also kind of goes hand in hand with the whole Black Friday thing in this film. But when I was watching this film, I knew that I was probably going to love it within just the first 15 minutes of it because the opening sequence to this film is sheer chaos and sheer insanity and just so funny and absurd. And I think that's what, again, makes this film work really well, is because of the fact that I feel like Eli Roth really knows how to embrace the humorous element of this film and knows, and it's just really self-aware with it. Like a lot of the characters and pretty much everything about this film, the characters, the dialogue, the story, it's incredibly cartoony. And it's not just cartoony because he just wants to be humorous and he just wants to have fun with the genre, which that is a huge part of it. But there are elements of it that are definitely satirical. Gigi, God, my cat. Well, leave me alone. You know what? You want to come in, Gigi? I'll let you come in. Got my light set up there. See it? Yeah, there it is. You want to come in, buddy? Yeah. All right then. Um, anyway, yeah. So I feel like a lot of what this film works is because Eli Roth just knows how to embrace the absurdity of what he's doing. Because I'm not saying that you can't make a serious slasher film. There's a few out there that I can't name off the top of my head, but I know that they just exist. I know that there's more serious slasher films that exist, and they probably weren't for what they are. But I feel like a lot of what I don't like about slasher films, at least the ones that I've seen, is that when it comes to the characters and the story, I feel like in a way they are kind of trying to make you care about it, but they're just not that good at making you do that. So you're just kind of waiting for the kills and the gore and the violence. And once it gets to that, then you kind of find some enjoyment in it. But, if you're not like embracing if you're not going all the way and embracing the absurdity and the cartoonish element of this genre in general, then you have to be really skilled at being meaningful with it. And if you're not, then it's just not going to work. And Eli Roth just really goes all the way with just being so silly and so humorous with it. The opening sequence of this film is this Black Friday sequence that, you know, I can't I can't say it's like unrealistic. In a way, the way it's depicted is definitely cartoony, just because of how the characters are like delivering their dialogue and the things that they're saying. Like it's very not necessarily like it's over the top, but the situation itself is very real. We see people just go. I mean, they're rabid animals when it comes to Black Friday. I mean, they are ravenous, and I mean, actual deaths have happened because of Black Friday. I mean, thousands of people have been injured because of Black Friday. So to see like a film just completely embrace and depict this Black Friday type of chaos in America in this very you know materialistic obsessed populace that we have in this country, I think was just a whole lot of fun because again he just goes for it. Like Eli Roth just really goes for it and delivers such an entertaining opening sequence that I just had so much fun with. Really, really enjoyed it, and it's because, um, it's also because of the gore. Like Eli Roth, even though I haven't really seen much of his films, the only two that I have seen are Cabin Fever and Hostel. Not really the biggest fan of Hostel, but I've always kind of had a special place in my heart for Cabin Fever. And one of the things that I liked about it was his ability to depict gore and violence, and he definitely does that in Thanksgiving. The gore in this film is just like I have to give the gore and the violence in this film and the creativity behind the kills a 10 out of 10. Is definitely exactly what you would want out of a slasher. It delivers it in every single way possible, and he sets the tone perfectly with that opening Black Friday sequence. Um, like, there's no way that you're not gonna be like, there's no way you're not gonna know what you're getting into after that opening sequence. And um, I just think it's great. Again, it's just super entertaining, and this film is just super energetic. Like throughout the entire film, it's very energetic. It's a whole lot of fun, and again, I just think Eli Roth's ability to kind of balance a tone and an approach to what he wanted to do with the slasher genre, which is to again embrace and amplify what he loves about the slasher genre, when it comes to the tropes and the violence, but in some ways, kind of subvert what you would kind of expect out of it. Um, like the very opening shot of this film is a first person perspective shot. That is in a way supposed to pay homage to Halloween. Where the slasher is like right outside your door and right outside your home, but then it kind of subverts that immediately. And I just kind of knew like, okay, this is a film that in a way is paying homage to the slasher genre, but also doesn't always want to do the same exact thing that they've always done. So I just think he was able to strike a really good balance between those two things of embracing the tropes, but also trying to do things a little bit differently. And I just think it really works. And of course, it sets up the very end of this film with that classic, oh, it's setting up for a sequel type thing. Where the very last shot of the film is, oh, he's actually right behind the bed. Oh, he's actually right behind the door. But it does it in a way that is actually really different. It does it in a way that, without giving it away, is in a more psychological nature. And I thought that was an interesting spin on that whole trope that I really enjoyed. And I mean, yeah, again, I just had a whole lot of fun with this movie. I really did not expect to have this much fun with this film. I thought it was just gonna be like a whatever movie. Yeah, there are some cool kills in it. Walk out of the theater not ever thinking about it. And in a way, like it is just a dumb fun slasher film, but you can tell that there was a lot of creativity and passion for the genre that went into this. This isn't just some, director for hire, quick Hollywood cash grab. This is actually coming from someone that you can tell really loves the genre and wanted to do his own kind of thing with it while also um, kind of keeping the same spirit of what he loves about it. And again, like the kills and the gore, I promise you, it's not gonna disappoint. There's this one scene, it might be my favorite kill in the movie. It's like this trampoline sequence, and that scene was just like, I mean, I've never seen a kill like that in a film, and it was just really fun to watch. There's a lot of moments in this film where you want to look away, but you just can't help but watch what's on screen. But um, yeah, and also there's an element to this film that I think a lot of vegans would get a lot out of, and I won't give away exactly why, but I think the vegan community would definitely get a kick out of it. Specifically, something that happens in the third act of this film. But anyway, I think that's all I really gotta say. All I can really tell you is that I think you should go watch it. I think it's a whole lot of fun. It's very energetic. It's basically nonstop entertainment. Um, I don't think it's like a masterpiece or anything, but I really can't criticize that much about the movie because it does exactly what it sets out to do, and I found it really entertaining with what it wanted to do. Um, and yeah, I think a lot of horror fans in general are going to be pleased with this. And my audience for this film, I mean, granted, and I mean, in reality, they were a pretty shitty audience because they were very talkative and like overreactive to the material. And normally, I would absolutely hate that. Like if I went to go see the latest A24 horror movie, I'd probably shoot myself in the head. But with this film, it felt kind of okay because it was just it's that kind of movie, to be reactive to. So it made it kind of fun, like funner than it already was. So really not much complaints in that regard. But you can just tell that by the audience's reaction, that there is still a deep love for the slasher genre in general, because they just had an absolute blast with it. Um, but yeah, anyway, definitely recommend this film. Go out and see it. I mean, I haven't seen that many Eli Roth films, but this is my favorite for sure. And that's all I gotta say. So I'll give it a soft to solid 8 out of 10. Very enjoyable and very entertaining film, for sure. So I think that's it, guys. I think it's all I gotta say. Apologize for this. This review was kind of chaotic and rambly. Still trying to get used to this unedited, just type of off the cuff format. But it is what it is. I'll be getting my monitor soon, so hopefully I can go back to, get back to actually putting more work towards my review and doing some actual video editing and whatnot, so you don't have to watch these long, stupid reviews anymore. But anyway, that's all I got to say. If you really enjoy what I had to say about the film, just give it a thumbs up and share it amongst your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to be updated on more film-related content.